So I enjoyed
Hold
Hans
up.
Zimmer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. Oh, I accidentally sprung the start of this, but we're in it now. We're doing this. It's silly movie trivia. Welcome to the show. Thank you for clicking whatever link led you here. I'm so happy you're here. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. Before we get to the show tonight, and I'm so excited to get to this show because I love all these people, a few announcements up top. Biggest one, I'm going to keep mentioning it until we get there. If you are in the Boston area, please, on Tuesday, April 12th, 7 p.m. at the Midway Cafe in Jamaica Plain, we are doing a live, in-person, inappropriate movie database. Tickets are $5 at the door. It's going to be so much fun. We've got such a great lineup, including on the show tonight, Amma Marfo, as well as Danya Tromer, Angela Sawyer, Xavier Maurice, and producer Josh Pick. We're gonna go wild. It's gonna be a real fun night. This is the beginning of a residency there. So first Tuesday every month, we're gonna do this show, and I'm so happy to do it. So again, if you are in the Boston area, please come out on Tuesday, April 12th at 7 p.m. to the Midway Cafe in Jamaica Plain. Let's make this big. Let's convince them to let us just keep doing this. I'm so happy that they're allowing us, and I'm so happy that I have this wonderful group of people to spearhead it. Also, as far as this online show, we're still doing that too. We are coming up on a year of doing this show. The anniversary is May 6th, I think. But before we get there, we got a whole new month and new themes coming up. Spots are filling up fast. So if you're watching this and you've never been on the show or you haven't been on in a while, please jump right now to either the Facebook group if you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description, or go to IMDb Game at IMDb Game on Instagram or Twitter. We got a few dates still open. Please reach out to me on any of those and I will put you on. I love having new people on this show, and I love having old friends that I haven't seen in a while. So please, like I said, those are filling up fast. We still have a couple of dates. I think April 4th, we're doing fourth movies in franchises. There's still spaces on that. We're doing most expensive movies, still spaces on that show. I think there's one more space in movies set in New England. So there's just going to be a lot of fun. So please reach out, look for those. Watch this show. We're like I said, we've been doing this almost a year now. This is episode 75. Tonight we're doing remakes, good, bad movies that you might have not realized were remakes. This list is pretty extensive. I'm really excited to see if some of these movies come up tonight, and I'm excited to see how the players deal with it. Joining me on the show tonight are Amma Marfo, Liz Estey, Robbie Doty, and Sammie James. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Nick.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Now let's talk to first the aforementioned Amma Marfo back on the show. Hey, Amma.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I am great. I just got back from Texas, which the weather that greeted me, not a fan, but most of the rest of it was pretty good. And seeing a movie, including seeing a movie with your namesake in it. So that was a fun experience.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
What is that movie?
It's called Spin Me Around. It's the new Jeff Bana movie. So Aubrey Plaza, Allison Brie, Molly Shannon, Tim Heidecker. It's very funny, very weird. And there is a character named Nick Martucci.
Yep. And that is how I let everyone know that I have a Google alert set up for my name. Getting like multiple alerts over the course of one day, being like, what is this movie? Did I review this movie somewhere? Oh no.
Yeah, I just remember seeing your post. You're like, this can't be good. And then I saw the movie and I was like, you're going to struggle with this one a little bit.
Oh, I'm so I've liked. This is the same guy who did Little Hours, which I liked, and Joshi, which was fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he did do Joshi. That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, a little concerned over also like reading through the Wikipedia and seeing like Carol, Diane, Nick Martucci. But was it an okay movie at least?
Yeah. I think it's going to be an interesting one for people to kind of see play out. It's a little weird. It's very silly, but yeah, it's a good experience.
And I assume you saw other movies at the fest too, right?
I did.
What was the best one?
The best one was called I Love My Dad. Patton Oswalt, and then the director, star, and writer, James Morosini. It's about a kid, he's like 16, 17, and he cuts off communication with his dad after his parents get divorced. So to try to get his son's attention, his dad like poses as a girl on Facebook, and they kind of like start a relationship. And it is wildly cringy movie. Like it's just one of those things like to watch it and everybody's uncomfortable and it's like this is getting more awkward and more awkward and more awkward. And it's true. It happened to the writer director.
Oh no.
So at the end of that screening, they were like, stick around, there's gonna be a special guest. Everybody assumes it's Patton Oswalt. It was his dad. And he saw it for the first time with us. So we got to like see him react to it in real time. It was crazy.
Wow. I am going to have to look out for that.
It did great at the festival, so I'm sure it'll get picked up. But yes, I Love My Dad. When it comes out, go see it. It is an experience.
Wow.
And you know, it's been a while since you've been on the show, so I haven't gotten to talk to you in a while. Let's talk about this game for a second. Remakes.
Yeah.
Do you know, is there a remake you think is excellent, like better than the original?
Gosh.
Or even just a really good remake?
A really good remake. I mean, if we're counting like updates, which I actually wasn't super clear about if we're counting updates, Cruel Intentions is technically a remake, and I think that is a great one because I think it does really interesting stuff with the source material, and it's of the moment for me generationally. So I always really enjoy thinking about it. So actually, while we're talking about that, would that count as a remake? Is that the type of thing that could be in the game?
Yeah, I think I'd count that. I will give away because I try not to reuse movies that we did use that movie during our MTV Award for Best Kiss episode.
I was going to say, I feel like I was on an episode with that movie being
okay.
But yeah, I don't know if anything is that far away from the material, but yeah, I'd keep that as a remake. Just let me say that to open up the field, because I don't know if there's something on here. You know, somebody might argue with me about one or two of these choices.
Okay.
But Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
Fun pick. Well, thank you for coming back. Also back to the show. It's her third episode in a row. She has been through like the gamut last week. So I'm excited to see how this episode goes. Liz Estey back on the show. Hey, Liz.
Hey. You're not rid of me yet.
No, I love having you on.
I just meant because Elsie's episode was 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, quick plug for that episode. If you missed it last week, friend of the show, collaborator on the show, Elsie Clark, hosted with Movies Elsie Has Seen, and it beat the record for longest episode by a full hour. So if you have 2.5 hours to spare, it is a wonderful descent into madness.
I don't know how much of a descent there is, though, because I feel like we started in madness.
Dived right at the beginning. No, this is one of the few episodes I went back and rewatched the whole thing.
It was actually super fun. It was super fun. Wide-ranging discussion.
Yeah. But
Got it.
yeah, real wild. You came from that to you also were on the movies from the last 5 years.
That was
where,
such a rough
spoiler
episode.
alert, spoiler alert, the winner won with 4 points.
It was so bad. It was so bad. None of us could tell like what year was.
And for some reason, the last 5 years has been a little bit of a blur.
Now, why would that be?
It's a
good
mystery.
question. Time almost doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
So same question to you. Is there a remake that you think is really great?
There are some valid criticisms of it, but I like imprinted on the Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap at a young age, mainly because of like the minor characters, and also like Natasha
most of
Richardson.
them were minors, right?
Oh, shut up, Nick. Thanks for having me on the show. You're a good friend. Also, be quiet.
It was great to see you, Liz. I'll see you around. Natasha Richardson's fun in that movie.
But also like Lisa Ann Walter, who is now having a renaissance on Abbott Elementary, as Chessie. Just an iconic film. I also love how the actress who played Meredith, Elaine Hendricks, just publicly drags Dennis Quaid for having like a child bride.
Yeah, it's
Like,
fun to
she's
go
just
back to
like-
that as an adult, and she's like, what, 26?
26.
Yeah. She is younger than me. And his son with Meg Ryan is older than me. Just to give everyone an idea. So he's like, for me, the only part of that movie that doesn't like hold up, because I just don't want to see him, but everything else is good.
There's a lot of fun in that movie, and like out the gate, regardless of what has happened over the last 20 years, Lindsay Lohan's pretty great in that role.
I mean, that's why it's so sad. Like, it was the classic story of just like an incredibly talented and charismatic child who got like chewed up and spit out by the industry. So, but you know, she has like her multi Netflix Christmas rom-com deal now, so those will start.
She's also on Cameo.
Oh boy.
I've gone down that hole and watched, and it's something.
And one more thing, and I can't tell if this is a real memory or a memory I made up, but we'll find out if my sister or my mother watches the show, and I don't think either of them will. But you
gotta tell them to watch.
I have. At one point, I think like my sister and I decided it would be a good idea to like pierce my ears like they do in the movie. But then like my mom was like too engaged as a parent to let that happen. Like and like very much was like, why do you need that set of things, and why are you taking them to your bedroom? You know, and then it was revealed. So, but I would argue that method is actually safer and less likely to get infected than Claire's.
I think it depends on the 10-year-old you have do it for you.
The thing is, my sister loves fire, so she was like most excited to sterilize the needle with a flame.
Parent Trap, fun pick. Also, coming back to the show, you may know them from winning the movies from the last 5 years with a total of 4 points. It was their first outing. They were great. I'm so happy they're back. Robbie Doty back on the show. Hey, Robbie.
Hey, I almost just completely fucked up my headphones, but I didn't. So it's all good, and I'm excited. I'd have to remake my gamer setup. So
oh no.
Oh my god. I had so much fun my first show last week. It was a week ago today.
God. It was only a week ago.
What a week.
Yeah. Since then I turned 22, and it's
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Are you feeling 22?
I don't know about you. I'm feeling 22.
You better enjoy it, because once you hit 23, nobody likes you.
True.
I've been a teenage dirtbag. I've been a dancing queen. I'm ready for something new. I don't know.
Well, same question I've been asking everybody, Robbie. Remakes. Is there one that you really think did it right?
So I enjoy remakes. The first one that came to mind, and I don't know if this would count necessarily because I'm not 100% certain on like the definition of a remake. But the Spider-Mans, like Spider-Man, like if that would count from like, Toby to Andrew to Tom, if that is.
Well, let me put it this way. Did not count those for this show. Just because we're in a weird territory now, especially with superhero movies of reboots, where especially, cover your ears for a second if you want to avoid a little bit of a spoiler, but they're technically sequels now based on what they did in the last one.
It's true. It's very true. That's a good point.
But no, they are. Well, I was going to say they do keep getting better, but Amazing Spider-Man 2 happened.
That's a hot topic among my friend group. I haven't seen it in so long, but I did not care for it as much. But
who's your favorite Spider-Man then?
favorite Spider? Oh my God. Okay. Maybe Toby, probably Tobey Maguire. I grew up watching the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. Just like when I was little, I just watched movies on repeat. And for me, it was like the first Spider-Man. My brother, it was like Tarzan or Shrek or something. But for me, Spider-Man, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade scene specifically.
I am just doing the math in my head and realizing you were 2 when the first Spider-Man movie came out. So that's fun math.
Oh
my God.
Oh God. Yeah, no.
Hi, everyone else on the show.
Oh, my chest hurts. I have to go home.
Well, Robbie, welcome back. I hope that tonight goes well.
Thank you.
Finally returning to the show. Always happy to see her. Always happy when she decides to come back. And I think she is on both shows this week. So if you like Sammie, you got to watch all this week. Sammie James back on the show. Hey, Sammie.
Hey.
How are you feeling about remakes tonight?
I'm excited. Listen, one of my like I'm is it hobby, but like I love just like telling people that like movies are remakes. So it's just that's actually a remake. So like I feel like
that might serve you well tonight. Well, same question to you as everyone else. Is there a remake that you hold above?
I mean, I'm stuck between 2, but I'm gonna, and it's been a while since I've seen either one. But the De Niro Cape Fear is a great fucking remake.
Yes.
And that, like, I mean, the original is fucking great too. But
one related to something I brought up based on Amma's pick. If you want to know something real bad, it's that the first MTV Movie Awards, one of the nominees, luckily it lost for Best Kiss, was Robert De Niro and Juliette Lewis in Cape Fear. Yep. Lost to my girl.
Interesting.
So,
not the worst one. I mean, watch that episode. It's wild. But the worst one is Lolita. Uh-huh. The Lolita remake was nominated for Best Kiss at the MTV Movie Awards.
The Jeremy Irons one?
The Jeremy Irons one. Yep. MTV might be bad. Award shows might be bad. bad.
Award shows might be bad.
Yeah, truly.
Huh.
What was the other remake, Sammy? You
Oh.
said there were two.
Yeah, that's The Fly.
100%. That might be my pick, or real high
Yeah.
up there. The Fly is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can I change my answer? That reminded me of one of my
No, I'm
favorite-
sorry, it's locked in.
All right.
No, go ahead. What's your answer?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That is, my dad showed me that one.
Been like 8 of them.
The 70s one?
The one with Jeff Goldblum
Yeah.
in it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's another one with a wild cast. It's like, what is it? Jeff Goldblum, Donald Sutherland, Leonard Nimoy.
That movie's been remade a lot.
Yeah.
I've only
Not
seen
since
the
The
joke.
Invasion with Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig.
Oh yeah.
A lot, not to tilt any scales, but they love remaking horror movies. So one genre might be featured a little more heavily than the others tonight.
All right, guys, I'm gonna pray to the Dead Meat YouTube channel gods that my rabbit hole will help me with these because I haven't technically seen all the horror movies, but I've seen, the 20-minute kill count on Dead Meat. I don't mean to cross promote, and I'm sorry, Nick.
No, I'll cut it out in post.
Okay.
There's no post in this show. There's barely pre.
I actually really recommend for me. So I don't know if anyone else got into horror during the pandemic. I don't know why I find it soothing. Like, life is so horrifying. It's better to have a tangible horror. But I got really into horror, but also there were certain movies that I heard were really bad and I didn't want to actually watch the whole movie. And that's where the Dead Meat YouTube channel came in. And then I just watched them all. Even for the ones I've seen the full movie, they have they do a really good job with jokes and stuff. And they always talk about too, when there's problematic artists involved, they always talk about that. It's just a nice, I don't know, I feel like horror in general, in terms of fandoms, the horror fandom is actually pretty friendly.
There's some sweetness in horror. That's one of the things is especially a lot of horror directors just seem like sweethearts.
Yeah.
You sort of have to, unless you're doing some real bullshit, and then it's not fun. Well, thank you all. Those are all great picks. I'm so happy you're all here. Maybe some of those will come up tonight. We'll see. Only one way to find out, and that's to get into the game. If this is your first time watching, here's what's going to happen tonight. I have gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I have pulled parental warnings from all of these remakes. As I say every time, these warnings, I don't write them. I've never written a warning. These are anonymous weirdos. I think some of them have good intentions. They want to make sure that your audiences only watch appropriate items. Other people real off the edge, and those are the ones that I really enjoy. Some of them might come up tonight. Anyway, I'm going to read these warnings. My friends here are going to try to figure out what movie these warnings are from. And unless there's anything else we need to discuss, I think it's time to jump right into the game, and to do that, Amma, you get first pick. Would you like a remake from 1986, 1998, or 2005?
1998, please.
1998. All right, first movie of the night. This remake is from 1998. For 5 points under the category of violence and gore. Two men struggle across a room until one knocks the other unconscious by hitting him over the head with a golf club.
Say road or rope?
Neither.
Two men struggle across a
room
A room?
R-O-O-M. That might be my
Okay, I don't know
accent.
why I had trouble.
Two men struggle across a room
Okay.
until one knocks the other unconscious by hitting him over the head with a golf club.
That didn't help me at all, but thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome. For 4 points under the category of frightening and intense scenes, both murder scenes described above are quite frightening and are accompanied by suspenseful/intense music. Amma has buzzed in. Anybody else? Amma, do you know what this remake is?
Here that was.
Is this the Van Sant Psycho?
This is the shot-for-shot remake of Psycho.
I was thinking about it, but I'm just like, was that year? That's
I
always
literally
what
forgot
in '98. I was right there.
I forgot that they did that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's
Vince Vaughn and
everyone
Anne
wishes
Heche.
they could.
No, boo. I mean, congrats to Amma, but more booing the existence of the film.
Oh, absolutely. There's
I
no
was-
reason to watch this.
I was talking to somebody about Original Psycho earlier today, so that was pure serendipity, but I'll take it.
Original Psycho.
The other clues, just for fun, under violence and gore, a man's face briefly appears with a skeleton trim as the camera fades away from him. Frightening and intense scenes, the scene in which a woman unexpectedly finds another woman's decaying corpse will most likely frighten some people. And violence and gore, a woman is stabbed repeatedly in various areas with a kitchen knife while showering. We do not actually see the knife penetrating her skin, but we do see a lot of blood running down the drain and the wall. The woman then falls face first out of the shower, revealing bloody gashes on her back.
Wow.
First round down, Amma in the lead with 4 points, everyone else at 0. Liz, would you like a remake from 1994, 2009, or 2013?
Let's go for 2013. Because that year doesn't exist in my mind.
All right, 2013 for 5 points under violence and gore. This tops a Rob Zombie movie. Sammie has buzzed in. Anybody else? Sammie, hold on. Robbie, what do you think this movie is? Hold on. Liz, what do you think this movie is?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Robbie, what do you think this movie is?
There's so many movies with similar titles, and I don't know exactly. I'm gonna say Dawn of the Dead.
Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
I'm gonna go Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
It is not Dawn of the Dead. It is not Nightmare on Elm Street. It is not whatever Liz said that I'm having a hard time remembering.
Texas Chainsaw
Texas
Massacre.
Chainsaw Massacre. You like how I tried to hold that out as long as possible?
You did. It was very
I
cruel.
thought I was going to get it.
Suspenseful.
Suspenseful, like the film itself, I would imagine.
For 4 points under profanity, the book has a page that says "Chop the motherfucker." Very easy to miss.
Huh.
Robbie has buzzed in again. Anybody else? Robbie, what is your guess this time?
My dad would be so pissed because he knows this and he's not watching, but I'm not gonna tell him about this. I think it's
You all need to tell your parents to watch this. I don't know why this is such a hard.
it's past both of my parents' bedtime right now. They
Yeah.
My mother's been on the show
That's
twice.
my
Yeah, that's not an excuse.
Oh, Nick, it's my mom's birthday today.
Happy
Be
birthday,
fair, Mom.
Liz's mom. See, I said that directly to her, so now you have to share this video with her.
She has to watch. She doesn't have a choice.
All right, Robbie, I've given you plenty of time to think. What do you think this movie is?
I'm gonna say Army of Darkness.
It is not Army of Darkness.
That was a solid guess, though,
Couldn't remember.
in
if that's
terms
the
of
movie.
things with a book.
For 3 points under violence and gore, In the film's most infamous scene, a character licks a box cutter and splits her own tongue in half. Very graphic and unsettling. Sammie has buzzed in. Anybody else? Everybody else is visualizing it and hating it.
You know what? You know what? I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
All right. Let's try the.
I'm just like that. I'm like, it feels like it came out earlier than 2013. The movie that came to me. I'm just like, nope. Let's not do that.
Let's try this 2-point clue under violence and gore. While the original film's violence was pretty over the top and almost comical, this film's violence is extremely realistic and shocking. Sammie is buzzed in again. Anybody else want to give it a try? All right, Sammie, has your answer changed first of all?
It did. It did change.
Okay. What do you think this movie is? This is the remake of Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Robbie, you were so
right
close with
about
that.
That's what I was thinking of.
I was so close.
I was so close.
Oh, my dad is pissed.
Yeah,
And sleeping, but
I love the original, the first 3 Evil Deads. I had a hard time with this movie.
I've seen so many horror remakes. I'm gonna have a bunch.
This is
which is to say, I've made a lot of mistakes.
So did every character in this movie. I was so frustrated with all of them, and then the level of gore and like realistic torture. There's a point I'm sitting in the movie theater going, I don't really need to be watching this, right? I can leave. But then
I feel like 2013 was peak like torture porn.
Oh, it really was.
Horror movies. Like it was like every horror movie that came out was like weirdly into.
Yeah,
that was like the third Hostel or some shit.
Yeah.
I love horror, but I hate torture.
Yeah.
Well, because like the horror, the gore is like it's precise. It's
only
effective.
good torture porn was Hard Candy.
Fair point. Final clue in this under violence and gore. Very strong graphic violence and gore throughout. Guns, dismemberment, chainsaws, self-mutilation, etc. A very, very bloody and gory movie with buckets and buckets of blood. Characters have to kill one another to get rid of demons. Raining blood, a girl saws off her own possessed arm. So much gore. Nearly all major characters are brutally murdered in gory, bloody fashion. This person had a lot to say about this movie.
Wait, I don't know what movie it is anymore.
Well, Amma, you are still in the lead with 4. Sammie, you are now at 1. Liz at -1. Robbie at -2.
You and me, Robbie.
Robbie, you get to pick this one. Would you like a movie from 2006, 2007, or 2016?
2016.
2016. Yeah, 2006 and 7 are basically the same year.
They really are.
All right, this movie from 2016 for 5 points under violence and gore. There are scenes of fighting depicted. There are scenes of Why do I host a game show? I can't read. There are scenes of fighting depicted between various animals in the film, where they are seen attacking and biting one another. Although the scenes are intense, they are depicted without any details of bloodletting. Robbie has buzzed in. Anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Robbie, what do you think this movie is?
Is it The Jungle Book?
Robbie, you have redeemed yourself. You got the first 5-point clue of the night.
I should have guessed. I should have guessed.
I'm so mad it passed me.
The me of a moment ago should have been more bold.
Yeah.
Wait,
Good job, Robbie. You deserve that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Sorry for stealing your thunder.
It's okay. I'm irresponsible with my thunder, so it'll go to my head.
Other clues in the Jungle Book under frightening and intense scenes. There is a scene where a character accidentally starts an inferno, which engulfs a large part of the forest, threatening the lives of all the animals. The scene can be emotionally upsetting, though later the fire is extinguished by elephants. Frightening and intense scenes. The film has several scenes where characters face threatening situations and or engage in fighting. For instance, there are scenes where the protagonist is being pursued or cornered by animals, such as a tiger or a giant gigantopithecus. You like how I can read that, but I can't read characters are fighting.
I'm especially disappointed in myself since in preschool I played Mowgli in a very problematic production of the Jungle Book, where they cast a white girl to play Mowgli. Just a lot to unpack there. I think it was because I was the loudest kid, literally. They were like, this part has a lot of talking, and we have one child who likes to talk.
Sex and nudity throughout the movie. The only thing the main character, a young boy, wears is a loincloth. And frightening and intense scenes, much darker than the animated classic original film, but still retains the charm of said classics.
Does it?
Regardless.
Does it? Is that true?
No.
It
Not at
doesn't,
all.
especially because it has like 3 songs. So it's like, is this a musical? Is it not a musical?
It has
Make
3
a
songs and
choice.
they're all sung poorly.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not
one
even
of them
good.
sung by Christopher Walken. Famed,
And it's the
talented
best
vocalist
one.
Christopher Walken.
It's the best one. It's much better than Bill Murray mumbling his way through Bare Necessities.
I was going to
Yeah.
say the Bill Murray Bare Necessities is a dark, dark experience.
But the last part of this, regardless, this is nothing when compared to the other live action remake released 2 years after this film.
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't seen that, that's Andy Serkis's Mowgli.
Oh yeah,
And
that one's
it's
good.
fantastic.
That
That
one
was fun.
slaps. And it
Yeah.
got totally
I
overshadowed.
forgot about this one. I was just like, why are we shitting on this movie? And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, sorry.
No,
Lot to
you're
say
thinking
about
of
the show.
Mowgli. That was a modern classic.
Okay.
We got to find a
Okay.
way to, I know we just said we hate award shows, but like they got to find a way to recognize Andy Serkis because he's doing something so singular. There isn't
Oh,
a way
yeah.
to recognize it. And I'm like,
Yes.
figure it out. He's exceptional.
How have they not, do they not give, special awards anymore?
Yeah,
They
like
used to
the
just
like
give
special
awards.
achievement.
Yeah.
Acting though, like that's
Yeah, like
just give him, just nominate him for best actor.
yeah, like if it's mocap, like go ahead and do it. He was great.
He should have been nominated for Best Director for Venom, Let There Be Carnage. We can all agree on that.
I actually haven't seen either Venom.
The first one is a lot of fun.
That's what I've heard.
The second one has a couple of scenes that are a lot of fun.
I was gonna say it seemed less fun.
I mean, what I appreciate, a brief tangent about Venom, Let There Be Carnage, but what I appreciate it is they went full force to rom-com almost, dysfunctional relationship between Tom Hardy and Venom. That is really cute and would be a lot better if there wasn't all this carnage stuff they had to put in the movie.
I did really enjoy the scene where Carnage uses his symbiote fingers to hack a computer.
Yes, we all know that the symbiote allows you to hack.
Yeah.
Amma still in the lead with 4, but Robbie right behind now at 3. Sammie at 1, Liz at -1. Sammie, would you like a remake from 1982, 2003, or 2006?
2003, sure.
2003. All right, from 2003 for 5 points. Under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a line about Keith Richards' behavior could be interpreted as a drug reference. For 4 points, under violence and gore, a young woman slams her bedroom door several times.
Wait, sorry, that's violence and gore.
That is violence and gore. A young woman slams the bedroom door several times. Amma has a guess. Amma, what do you think?
Is this the Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday?
Lindsay Lohan has been in a surprising amount of remakes, including this remake of Freaky Friday.
Wow.
Nice.
With Jamie Lee Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
Other clues in Freaky Friday under violence and gore: a restaurant shakes and two people are frightened, thinking there is an earthquake. Another tremor shakes people gathered in a banquet room. Sex and nudity: a young woman touches her body when an older woman has inhabited her body. And sex and nudity: a woman in her daughter's body sees her daughter's navel piercing, and as she scolds, there is a close-up of her daughter's finger rubbing her bare belly button. This is only played for laughs. So watch out, there are belly buttons in this movie. Amma has taken an even more commanding lead, now at 8 points. Robbie at 3, Sammie at 1, Liz at -1. Amma, we're back up to you. Would you like a movie from 1990, 1999, or 2010?
1999.
1999. For 1999, for 5 points under violence and gore, a man angrily knees another man on his balls.
That's like every 90s movie.
Every
Copy
movie
and
in
pasted.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
70% of the movies in
Oh
1999.
yeah, no, in the 90s, guys were always being kneed on the balls.
Yeah. Not in them.
Oh,
On.
just in the general vicinity of balls. For 4 points under violence and gore, a character's arm is chopped off, and he puts it back. For 3 points under violence and gore, a man has a scarab beetle crawl under his flesh. We hear him screaming in pain as a lump moves around under his skin. Liz and Sammie have both buzzed in, so has Robbie. Amma, anything? All right, Robbie, what do you think this movie is?
The Mummy.
Liz, what do you think?
The Mummy.
Sammie?
It's The Mummy. That scene is etched in my brain.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as he said
Same.
scarab beetle, I was like, oh.
To the point where I can't believe I put that in as a 3-point clue. That
I mean,
is
thank you.
just there. I
Is that-
remember almost nothing else about that movie, but I remember the scarab.
I think I only saw the Mummy Beetle, or no, the Mummy movie. I only saw the Mummy movie, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
You remember when Brendan Fraser was an action star?
I miss it. Let's do more.
Yes, please.
He's in a show on HBO Max. He's in a superhero show. It's like
Yeah,
my favorite
Doom
TV show.
Doom Patrol is so good.
It's
I
great.
got my dad to
It's
watch
freaking
it.
great.
I
Also,
can't
shout
watch this show, but he'll watch Doom.
Shout out to Lloyd Legacy Sharp in the chat. Really questioning a lot of these clues.
We love you, Lloyd.
We all love Lloyd. Lloyd, anytime is on the show is great. Anytime he's in the comments is also great.
Most of the times I've been on and I've watched it every time.
Other clues in The Mummy under sex and nudity. Again, I really gave a lot of. This has been in the rotation of this game since maybe this time last year. Sex and nudity: an ancient Egyptian woman wears only body paint and jewelry at the beginning of the movie. Her bottom is shown, but other sensitive regions are covered. She is uncovered as having an affair when her body paint is found smudged. her husband asking angrily, "Who touched you?" But it's only smudged on her shoulder. And violence and gore. The villain is seen after the first 25 minutes of the movie. He is shown dead and still looks dead as he goes around using people's flesh to bring him back to life. Kind of like an old classic horror movie, only much more gruesome. Amma still at 8 points, Robbie at 6, Sammie at 4, Liz at 2. It's anybody's game. Liz, would you like a remake from 1943, 2000, or 2010?
Wow, that's a range. Let's do 2010.
Let's do 2010. From 2010 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. This movie is actually more scary than it is gory.
Okay.
Actually. For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a teen boy takes prescription drugs in a few scenes and describes them as, quote, speed for kids with ADD.
Yeah, I'm getting really close.
For 3 points under violence and gore. From the perspective of an onlooker, a teen girl floats above her bed and is thrown around the room repeatedly, smacking walls, the ceiling, a mirror, etc. Liz has buzzed in, Robbie has buzzed in. What was that, Sammie?
What year is this again?
2010.
2010.
Okay.
All right, Robbie, what do you think this movie is?
I'm gonna say Nightmare on Elm Street.
Liz, what do you think?
A Nightmare on Elm Street.
That is.
Yeah, Sammie, unfortunately, this time the movie is A Nightmare on Elm Street.
I just felt like with the whole bed thing, it was a safe bet.
Yeah, it's a movie. Nightmare on Elm Street might be one of my favorite horror franchises. This movie really made the bold decision of being like, you know how Freddy's fun? What if he is explicitly a child molester? You're still having fun with him? With the guy from Little Children being the guy from Little Children?
No!
Other clues in Nightmare on Elm Street under violence and gore, a man is badly burned and his scars are graphically detailed. And frightening and intense scenes, the movie will give you sleep paranoia and is much scarier than the 1984 original. Disagree. Robbie, you have now taken the lead with 9 points. Amma right behind at 8. Liz at 5. Sammie at 4. Robbie, would you like a movie from 1998, 2007, or 2010?
2010.
2010.
I feel like 2010 was a year with a lot of remakes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because it was like an anniversary year, like they did like 20, 30th, whatever year reunion. I don't know. I'm overthinking this.
2010 for 5 points. Under frightening and intense scenes, some battle scenes are really tension-filled and intense. Is that just 2 ways to say the same thing? Maybe. For 4 points, under violence and gore, a teenager pushes another boy to the ground, prompting him to react, then kicks him repeatedly. For 3 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, A man is drunk. A bottle with a Chinese label is seen briefly next to him. 4, 2. Oh, okay. Amma, and Liz. Anybody else? Liz, what do you think this movie is?
Wait, no, I changed my mind.
All right. Amma, what do you think this movie is?
Is this the Karate Kid remake?
This is the remake where Jackie Chan teaches Jaden
Jaden
Smith
I
Smith.
remember it
Kung
right.
Fu, the
I thought
Karate
it was
Kid.
2008.
Oh wow.
I'm so bad. I literally almost
when
had it,
anything
and I
comes
checked
out.
it out.
I couldn't let it happen again after the Jungle Book. I was like, I will not
Oh
doubt
gosh,
myself
I
again.
gotta respect that. Gotta respect that.
Other clues in The Karate Kid under violence and gore, multiple scenes of martial arts fighting. Some are brief and mild, but others seem brutal and are intense from younger viewers. None contain blood and or excessively graphic blows. In violence and gore, during the final Kung Fu tournament, there are various instances of hard contact during the various spectator fights. A teen has its legs severed, but continues to fight. I'm pretty sure that's not the word they want.
Yeah.
I don't.
There is a close-up of the severed leg. Opponents are knocked down and brutally hit. Even after being down and having given up, a man tells a teenager to broke his opponent's leg. He does so. Then his opponent continue fighting and defeat him.
All right.
You see how sometimes I might have a hard time reading these?
Sure.
I even rewatched that movie. I don't remember this.
Yeah, that was the Jigsaw version of Karate Kid, I think.
Amma, you have retaken the lead now at 11. Robbie at 9. Liz at 5. Sammie at 4. Sammie, would you like a remake from 1953, 2019, or 2021?
You know what? 1953.
There we
Oh,
go.
maximum chaos. I love it.
This remake from 1953 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. Those who are used to horror movies will most likely not be too scared by it. Sammie has a guess. Anybody else? Sammie, what do you think this movie is?
No.
No?
I don't
All
think
right.
it was that year.
Okay, let's try the 4-point clue. Under sex and nudity, some women dancers doing the can-can are seen very closely. A woman remarks, quote, "It doesn't seem proper, all those girls showing their talents." Liz has a guess. Anybody else? Liz, what do you think this movie is?
Is it House of Wax?
This is the Vincent Price House of Wax, which I just learned was a remake.
I knew it was a remake. And I wanted to say it.
When was the original?
The 30s, I think.
36,
wow.
I think.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of horror movies.
It's
Literally the only reason
yeah.
is because I remember like one of the posters at some point had can-can dancers on it.
Uh-huh.
And that's the only reason I remotely had an idea.
Every time I've almost answered, I've been correct. So
you gotta answer.
I know.
Yeah.
Nick's like, play the game.
Listen, Nick knows this is how I'm always convinced I'm wrong when I'm...
You play conservatively. I do as well, so I respect the strategy.
Just to clear that up, the original is from 1933 and called Mystery of the Wax Museum.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, House of Wax is definitely a better title.
Yeah.
Mystery of the Wax Museum. Isn't that just everything? Like, I don't know, wax museums. I don't.
Creepy.
Yeah. Also, the mystery to me is, why does it exist? You know?
And how do they stay afloat? Like, are enough people going to like make rent? How?
Have you never ventured into a Madame Tussauds?
No, I have,
Never.
but it's like I've gone once, and are there enough people that are going once in their lives to sustain the entire industry?
In the 50s, maybe.
All right.
Well, I guess this spoiler, the other clues in here. Under frightening and intense scene, a man's mask is cracked, and we see his disfigured and burnt face underneath. Violence and gore, a man's whole museum is burnt to the ground, and he goes with it. We see him burned. And Sex and Nudity, the film is set around 1900. Hence, both the women and men are nearly fully covered throughout, as was the customary fashion of the period. Whilst the waxwork figures are dressed in historical costumes, some of the female wax figures are dressed in skimpy outfits. Amma still in the lead with 11. You have a tie for second now. Liz and Robbie at 9 each. Sammie at 4. We've got one more round left. One more go around. 4 movies. One more for each of you. Still, anybody can take this game. There's 20 points on the board. Amma, we're going to go back to you. Would you like a remake from 1993, 2007, or 2010?
2007.
2007. From 2007 for 5 points under violence and gore. Not very gory, but very violent and very bloody. There's some distinction between blood and gore for this person. Sammie has a guess. Anybody else? Sammie, what do you think this remake
Texas
is?
Chainsaw Massacre.
It is still not the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, it would have been amazing.
For 4 points under Sex and Nudity, a teenage boy and a teenage girl have sex on a couch. They passionately kiss and caress until they are attacked by an intruder. Male underwear is visible. Bare breasts are visible.
It was 2007?
2007.
Yeah.
For 3 points under violence and gore, we see a very bloody dead coyote stretched on sticks and placed in the ground as a marker at a gravesite.
Huh. No.
Oh, Robbie has a guess. Anybody else? Robbie, what do you think this movie is?
I don't think it is this, but I'm going to say Alien versus Predator.
It is not Alien versus Predator.
I didn't think that was a Nick.
For 2 points under violence and gore, a man is taped to a chair and his throat is slit by a 10-year-old boy. We hear a squish, see the wound open, and blood gushes out, while the man twitches briefly and then dies. Robbie is buzzed in again. Anybody else? Robbie, what is your guess this time?
Grasping at straws, but is it The Thing?
It is not The Thing. We are running out of horror remakes. Like I said, there might be a lot of them tonight.
Prequel. Technically, The Thing is a prequel.
One of the things is the prequel.
Whoa.
One of them might be a remake. Final clue for 1 point under frightening and intense scenes. Some people may find the killer's face / mask frightening. See Sammie and Liz. Amma, Robbie, anything? Robbie's going to take a guess.
Oh,
Robbie, what do you think this movie is?
Halloween.
Liz, what do you think this movie is?
Halloween.
Halloween.
This movie is Rob Zombie's Halloween.
There it is.
There were a lot of horror remakes in 2007.
Oh yeah. No, that was prime period where they were just hitting everything from the 80s.
I think that's when I think that's the year they remade Last House on the Left, because I almost said that a couple times tonight.
That makes sense. I think Hills Have Eyes or somewhere around there.
Yeah,
that's another one. That was a big
I should probably
year for
stop
horror
naming
remakes.
remakes.
I had them all in my head.
the game's still going.
3 movies left. Amma at 11, Liz right behind at 10, Robbie at 8, Sammie at 4. Liz, would you like a remake from 1959, 2014, or 2019?
2019, baby.
2019.
We're going to pretend I remember that year at all.
I mean, it worked so well for you that game last week.
It was so bad.
2019 for 5 points under violence and gore. Kid gets into a fist fight, leaving a black eye and bruises on a few of them, and then pushes another kid into a shelf. Robbie is buzzed in. Anybody else?
The confidence that Robbie has.
I love the gameplay. Robbie, what do you think this movie is?
I think it's 2019 Predator.
It is not 2019 Predator.
Oh, well, I look like a fool.
You're going for it. You have to.
No, you do not. You look bold.
For 4 points, under frightening and intense scenes, a man's mother gets killed in a car. This may upset family lovers and young audiences.
Family lovers. It's such a weird sentence.
Awful phrase.
Oh no, not a mom. I love family. Robbie's going to take another guess. Anybody else? Robbie, what do you have this time?
2019 Halloween.
I will say the 2019 Halloween is like the third Halloween 2. It is not Halloween. I think it's either the third or fourth Halloween 2.
Who's counting?
Not them.
Oh, not
Yeah. Yeah,
it's also the third
changed.
Halloween movie named Halloween.
Yeah, they've changed the timeline so many times.
For 3 points under profanity, there are 2 slang uses of ginger.
What?
Under profanity.
What?
I don't.
I'm so confused.
I need to watch this movie. Is what I'm.
For 2 points under violence and gore, a group of kids try to teach a doll how to kill and stab someone out in public. Sammie, Liz, Robbie all have buzzed in. Amma, nothing?
Mm.
All right. Robbie, do you know the movie now?
Chucky.
Liz, what is this movie?
Chucky.
Sammie, what is this movie?
Child's Play.
Oh, fuck me.
I really hate to do this.
No,
Yeah.
you're
I'm not
right.
usually a stickler.
Yeah,
no,
you have to be.
Child's Play is the correct name.
Yeah.
Child's Play
I
is
was
the
referring
correct
Chucky
name.
is technically a series out now, but it's a continuation of the. I'm sorry, my horror. Did I not mention the horror?
It's a surprisingly
It's actually
it is
pretty good.
it's got nothing on the originals,
Oh.
but it's like a real violent, bloody kids movie.
I think it
I would give
relies
anything
heavily
with
on
Aubrey
Mark
Plaza
Hamill's
in it a chance.
voice acting.
I didn't love the fact that Aubrey Plaza was the mother of a functioning
That was
child who was like a
offensive to
person.
me.
Yeah, like I am at the age where that is deeply disquieting. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
It
was like,
reminds me-
when did she have this child? When she was 18? Like,
This reminds me. I used to do like background work in movies, and I did a day on the movie Sex Tape with Cameron Diaz and Jason
Segel, yeah.
And this was like, I'm gonna say I was mid-20s at this point, and I'm like, mid-20s. That's like the time where you play a teenager. So there's like a school scene, and then they hand me a 12-year-old who's my daughter. Like, oh, I guess I phased out of that now.
Wasn't the 2019 Child's Play the whole thing with that? It was like AI that was
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yep.
It wasn't.
It's also
okay.
Mark Hamill.
And it is.
Oh, yeah.
There's also like a labor rights plot line in there, like an anti-exploitation.
Okay, so fun fact about that movie. Okay, so this is something that the original Child's Play, it was called, the doll was called The Good Guy. Okay, it came out at the same time as the My Buddy doll. There's a lot of stuff about that. In the remake, it's just called My Buddy.
I forgot about that.
It's just like,
copyright issues be damned, or they had more money. I'm not sure which, but whatever it was.
And final clue of that, just to wrap it up under violence and gore, if you've seen the 1988 version, you should be able to watch this, as the old one has very little violence. However, this film can get a bit bloody, but not incredibly bad.
The original one has very little violence?
I mean, comparatively, there's you don't see most of the violence in the original.
Okay.
It's I know a lot of people have problems with, fucking Killer Doll, but anytime you throw kids into a horror movie where they're legitimately threatened and nobody believes them, that does it for me. That's a sign of a.
I have nothing to do with this show, but let me just say, watch the Chucky sci-fi series. It's fucking great.
I love that everything's canon now.
Oh yeah.
I'm so happy.
Fix a lot of problems. A lot of cringy parts from the sequels get fixed in this series.
Two movies remain. Amma at 11, Liz at 9, Sammie at 6, Robbie at 5. Again, 10 points are still on the board, so this can go in any direction. Robbie, you get to pick this movie. Would you like a movie from 2005, 2007, or 2021?
Who remembers 2021?
Not me.
2021. Let's do
2021.
Oh,
y'all showed your hands. All right, this is a remake that came out last year for 5 points under sex and nudity. A quick kiss scene at minute 19.
So specific.
For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes. Frightening or fearsome scenes are not worse than those found in adult thrillers.
Okay, sure.
Frightening or fearsome scenes. I love that they changed the name of the category, but only kind of.
Yeah, adult
They're
thrillers.
not worse than those found in adult thrillers. For 3 points, under violence and gore, a monster's heart gets ripped out, shown in gory, but easily seen as fake.
Huh. I don't think that was last year.
Wait, can I ask? Can you repeat other clues, or is that not?
No, I can repeat other clues. I'll go. These are real short ones. There's a quick kiss scene at minute 19. Frightening and fearsome scenes are not worse than those found in adult thrillers. A monster's heart gets ripped out, shown and gory, but easily seen as fake. That might have helped, Robbie. Anybody else?
Nope.
Robbie, what do you think this movie is?
Is it Godzilla versus Kong?
It is an excellent guess, but it is not Godzilla versus Kong.
Not in 2021 or 2020.
That's
I don't
2020
know.
anyway.
I think it was. Wasn't that like the very beginning of
It was-
the HBO Max having all the Warner Brothers movies?
Yeah, that was one of the first ones of that agreement. So
And
I
then,
think it was
like
2020.
4 months in, all the movie theaters opened up again, and they regretted that decision the rest of the year.
yeah,
I didn't.
Me
I
neither.
didn't either, but they were not happy.
For
Oh.
2 points under violence and gore, the film features frequent, strong fight scenes that feature large blood sprays, dismemberment, and disembowelment. I see Robbie and Liz. Amma, Sammie, anything?
No.
Liz, what do you think this movie is?
Mortal Kombat?
Robbie, what do you
Fuck!
think this movie is?
God! Yeah!
Yeah, I'm gonna say get over here and give me those points because it's Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
I should have gotten it at the throne!
Isn't it Reptile's heart that gets?
The throne out!
I forgot what year it was.
That is
What year
the
is it
real
now?
tough thing.
Yeah, I mean, great question.
I got HBO Max or whatever that was on just to watch.
It was
that.
on HBO Max.
Yeah.
That's
HBO Max,
honestly
yeah.
how I got it. We had that conversation about
It was
HBO
that
Max.
and
I
and
think that was
like,
the first one.
I
It
was
was
like,
one of
oh,
the first
yeah,
ones, yeah.
I watched Mortal Kombat on HBO Max.
The final clue under violence and gore, some extremely graphic violence, but nothing compared to the games that this was based on.
Fighter?
We have a real interesting final round coming up. We have a tie in first place, Amma and Liz, both at 11.
Oh boy.
We have a tie in second place, Robbie and Sammie, both at 6.
Jeez.
Oh, oh.
Neither of you can catch up and cause a 3-way tie.
Wow.
Or you can steal it at some point and force Amma and Liz to go into a sudden death. Sammie, you get to pick this movie.
Okay,
Oh my gosh. This is so intense.
come on.
Sammie, would you like a movie from 2000, 2007, or 2009?
2000.
2000. This is still anybody's game. Final movie from 2000 for 5 points under profanity. A character at one point says, quote, "There will be hell to pay." Nobody wants to be bold. For 4 points under sex and nudity, a character appears naked in a few scenes in the movie, but nothing is showing.
How is the character naked if nothing is showing?
Like, how do you know?
Right.
Good question. You'll have to ask an
Back
IMDb.
for
Oh.
waist up. Like,
Robbie might be forced in a tie here. Robbie, what do you think this movie is?
Hold on. Okay. Okay. Is it Mystery Men?
Is not Mystery Men.
did they
Do you know-
remake that?
No, but do you guys know that movie?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh
it's
yeah.
a wonderful movie.
Because
yeah.
the guy's only invisible when no one's looking, and he takes his
You're
clothes
right.
off, and
Yeah.
so I was like, that would have been genius. That would have been perfect.
Yeah,
But
way ahead of its time as far as like superhero parodies go.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. Big time.
oh my god, Janine Garofalo, she's so good in that.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got Jeffrey Rush. What?
Jeffrey Rush, amazing in that movie.
So good, but like what?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm in second
with his
now. I'm not
henchman,
guessing.
Eddie Izzard.
I'm in
Yeah,
second
Eddie Izzard too.
One of the only bad parts is henchman Michael Bay as like
Oh,
a frat
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Also Dane Cook,
Uh-huh.
Yep.
which
And Marissa. It's a real roller coaster.
Fun fact, I was going through some old documents and I found a ticket stub from this time in 2006, maybe a couple of weeks from now, when I went to see the HBO taping of Dane Cook.
What?
Boy, did I love Dane Cook.
What a time to be alive and watching comedy.
He was the second comedian I had ever seen live.
Yeah, I think I saw him the year before. No, it might have been around then. Yeah.
This was before. I had only seen one other comedian live.
Wow.
William Cosby.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I had a good run in the early 2000s with comedy.
Nick,
Let's go back to this movie.
Oh. Nick, I thought you said
Okay, Nick,
that was
I
the
saw
only.
Louis C.K. It's okay.
I thought you said that was the only Canadian that you've seen live, and I was like, oh, I've seen Colin Mockery, and he's a comedian and a Canadian.
Fair.
In the only one.
The only Canadian comedian.
Just the one.
For 3 points, we still get this real tense round going. 3 points. Under violence and gore, the film very briefly hints at self-harm, with a character saying, quote, "I could hang myself with all of the bad neckties. However, he only means that there are enough for him to do it, not that he has any inclination to do so."
What?
I'll read that again because it's weird. The film very briefly hints at self-harm, with a character saying, quote, "I could hang myself with all of the bad neckties. However, he only means that there are enough of them for him to do it, not that he has any inclination to do so."
Huh.
All right.
I do love that sentence.
For 2 points, under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a character uses liquor to burn down the town's Christmas tree.
Oh.
Both Amma and Liz have buzzed in. We might be going to a tie.
Hey.
Just for fun, Robbie, Sammie, do you want to jump in on this, or do you just want to leave this to Liz and Amma? All right. Liz.
I'm out.
Okay.
You know what? I might as fucking well. I have no idea.
All right. Make a guess, Sammie.
What year is this?
2000.
I have no fucking idea.
You don't have to make a guess.
You know, I'm out.
Okay, cool. Robbie, what do you think?
Jim Carrey, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Liz, what do you think?
Oh, fuck, I know now.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
No, I know it now.
Amma, what do you think?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Sammie, do you know it now?
I don't think that's it.
Nick, your screen.
You know what? I actually have a different guess, but I'm gonna just we all lose or we all win. How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
All right, I froze there. I'm so sorry.
The
What
suspense.
Yeah, I
What
know.
did you say, Sammie?
Oh, I might as well just guess How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I think it's a different movie, but
Well, you know I can't give it to you because 3 other players already guessed that before you went ahead and said it.
no, it's totally fine.
It is Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, featuring Canadian comedian Jim Carrey.
Hey,
What?
we got 2.
There's another one.
Well, I lost. It's fine.
Final
my
clue in
goodness.
that, under frightening and intense scenes, the main character's sleigh, which is loaded down with gifts and other items he stole from the town, as well as a girl, starts to slide toward the edge of a cliff, and he attempts to stop it. It may be suspenseful for some viewers. We have quite a predicament here. Sammie, you have 6 points. Robbie, you have 7 points. More importantly, Liz, you have 13 points. Amma, you have 13 points. We are going into a sudden death tiebreaker.
So how does this work?
How this works is I have re-randomized the movies. I'm going with the first movie. First person to buzz in gets to answer. If you guess correctly, you win. If you guess incorrectly, your opponent wins.
Oh boy.
Oh
Okay.
no, and we're both conservative players.
So we might get down to
I'm
the
gonna
final
know
clue.
this answer.
Sammie's gonna jump out of the screen.
Let's see how this goes.
Oh.
Again, completely random. This is a remake. This movie is from 2010. First clue under frightening and intense scenes, the movie's feel changes from happy and party to scary and tense. Next clue under sex and nudity. As the underwater sequence ends, we see a woman climbing onto a boat fully naked. She shows her buttocks, and her genital area can be seen from behind her buttocks. The shot is from far away, but explicit. Liz is going to end the game here. Liz, what is your guess?
Friday the 13th.
The winner of Inappropriate Movie Database tonight is Amma Marfo. It is not Friday the 13th.
Oh.
Just for fun, I'm going to keep going. Just shout it out, anybody, if you think you know it. We've already ended the game. Violence and gore. Two men carry a teenage girl with severe injuries and accidentally tear her in half. We hear the sound effects and see her entrails spilling out. The girl screams in agony for some time before slumping down, although seemingly still alive. It's not known whether or not she survived.
Huh.
I can't.
Violence and gore. We see two fish fight over a severed male genitalia floating in water. One swallows the male organ and then spits it out. The image of the genitalia, bloody and deformed.
There was
fills the
an
screen.
original that inspired this?
Someone did this more than once, is what I'm hearing.
Does nobody know what this movie is yet?
I have an idea.
What do you think?
Is it the Toxic Avenger?
It's not the Toxic. Surprisingly, not remade yet.
Oh, there was a
Really?
musical of it.
Final clue in this, under violence and gore, a young man throws a bloody, mangled body of a man. His legs have been stripped of flesh down to the bone, and parts of his torso are missing. Over the side of a boat, and a swarm of fish are seen attacking the body, ripping it to pieces.
I don't fucking know.
Piranha?
Nobody was... Liz, you got it. This is Piranha 3D.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Oh.
Dude.
Remake
That was
of,
a
I think,
shot in
the
the
Roger
dark.
Corman Piranha.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
The most famous part of that series is the second one, Piranha 2, is James Cameron's
Cameron.
first film.
Yep.
Well, that was an exciting way to end the show with a movie
Ooh.
none of you have seen and probably shouldn't.
If it has
reiterate.
3D at the end, it's a good.
Well, then you'll be thrilled for the sequel, Piranha 3 Double D. That is true.
No.
Yep. This was a movie. One of the best parts of this movie, they cast like a bunch of comedians in it. So they cast Paul Scheer in it.
That's right.
It filmed a scene where he is out in the water getting swarmed by fish and he's just flailing around. But they didn't have the budget to animate the fish. So the scene got cut, so he shows up in the sequel.
That's right. I should have known it too, because I feel like they always have that as a running joke on how did this get made.
Also in the film is Richard Dreyfuss, I think with the same character name as in Jaws, getting killed by the piranhas.
Amazing.
And that is Jerry O'Connell's penis that gets burped up by a piranha in 3D.
Sorry
I
to
saw-
Kush from Jerry Maguire. Ugh.
Our final scores for the night: Sammie at 6, Robbie at 7, Liz at 13, Amma also at 13, but winning the show tonight. Amma taking home her first win.
Yay.
and without a working knowledge of horror movies. That's the most impressive part.
It is, because this was very, like, there are a lot of movies on this list that aren't horror that y'all wouldn't pick.
Yeah.
I felt real disappointed.
There were so many remakes I was just, I like know the year of, and the year just never came up. I'm just like, come on, 1983! Say 1983!
I did, and you didn't get to pick that one.
No! I know, and I was...
It was that movie.
Right? I know it was! I know it was Scarface! I know it was Scarface!
Oh, it wasn't that movie. I'm so sorry to tell you, you would have been wrong. As I alluded to earlier, that was The Thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Remake of The Thing from Another Planet.
I'd have known the difference.
Thank you all so much for doing this. This was such a joy. Before we go, if there is anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or just any last words, Sammie, I'll start with you.
Yeah, sure. You can find me on all social media at Sammie James. I finally do stuff on TikTok. I do TikTok now. I run 2 monthly shows, The Waiting Room and The Badass Trans Woman of Comedy. And I have a comedy special out now on YouTube that people enjoy, called Your Mom Loves Me. That's it for me.
Thank you, Sammie. Robbie.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Robbie Doty. And if you're in the Boston area, there's an awesome mic run by my good friend Mary. They have it Mondays, list at 5:30, show at 6, and then closed sets Fridays at 8:30, I believe.
I believe it's 8.
8, yeah. I think doors are 8, show is 8:30 if I'm not mistaken.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, check them out. They're a good friend of mine. They're super funny. They run a super tight ship over at Muyas, so it's a fun one.
Mary is great, and Danya is great.
And they'll be on the live show.
And also, brief plug for me before we move on to the next one. April 29th, I believe. Whatever that last Friday of April is, I'm doing that Muyas show. So come down to Muya and see that. I've got like some comedy dates on the books again, so that's nice. Liz.
I do not have comedy dates on the books again. I keep thinking about that, but not doing anything. It's not working so far. Follow me on Twitter at Liz Estey for sadness. Follow me on Instagram at Liz Estey for baking and personal triumphs. And you could follow my Facebook, but I don't know what you'd find. And at some point, I'll return to comedy if they'll have me.
Comedy deserves you, and you deserve comedy. I can't wait to see you back out there.
I got some new stuff about my Florida man uncle, who's also an ice dancer, and
if I can plug you for a second, it is amazing how much your life and comedy has changed over the last 2 years.
Oh, thank you.
I've always been a fan, but it's so funny from the last time I saw you live and now.
That's true. It's true, yeah. From old version to Ho in these streets. Who saw it coming? I'm sorry, that was but it's kind of true. And I also figured out my career in that time, in addition to just fucking everyone, but not really everyone. I've been very selective with the douchebags that I've had sex with. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Sammie already promoted everything. Amma, did you promote what you're doing?
Let's promote our winner, Amma.
Sure. So, I'm fucking fewer people than Liz. So
that's good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Hey, if that's what you want, I'm proud of you. So if you're watching live tomorrow, I'm the open mic that I'm running is doing its Women's History Month edition at All She Wrote Books in Somerville. Liz, come tell some jokes. Sammie, come tell some jokes.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Liz,
so
you're like right next door. Go to that mic.
Yeah, so Liz will be doing comedy tomorrow, and I will also be there.
Yeah. I'm doing comedy tomorrow. Actually, that bookstore is awesome. You should go to it regardless of like doing comedy.
Yes, at All She Wrote Books at Assembly Row. Go visit, but come tomorrow because we're going to be telling jokes there at 7 for the Rough Draft open mic. And then my online show is back for the month of April. So we're doing 3 Pantry Raid comedy shows where comedians get to do their set and then tell their strongest snack or food opinions, because I love snacks, and that's the best part of doing comedy from your house is my snacks are right there, and I get to talk to other people about theirs.
Oh yeah. So happy that's back.
I have never been so mad that I'm in New Jersey. I want to do that.
You got
so Pantry Raid's online. So I'm booked up for right now, but it'll probably come back again. So I will be in touch because it's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do that too. I have a lot of snacks.
Next round of booking, I'm getting you both. We have fun. And actually, I'll also say this round too, and actually this part isn't fully public yet, but for every person that watches, I'm going to be donating $1 to World Central Kitchen for all of the April shows. So even if you're not on it, come watch, do some good.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, check out all of these wonderful people. Thank you all so much for doing this. Once again, Amma Marfo, Liz Estey, Robbie Doty, Sammie James. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Instagram and Twitter at IMDb Game. And join the Facebook group. Search internet, whatever this game show is called, Inappropriate Movie Database. If I had known that I was going to be doing the show for a year, I would have given it a better title. Internet Movie Database. Join the Facebook group. That's like the community of this, and I want to get that number up. Let's get it up to 150. I think we're at like almost 140 right now, so that should be easy. Like I said, I'm booking for April now, and those dates are filling up fast. So if you're watching this and you're interested in being a contestant, anybody can do it. You barely need any movie knowledge. We've had people on with a lot less. It's just fun, and I love seeing new faces. So please reach out. And again, please, if you are in the Boston area, come out on April 12th, Tuesday, to the Midway Cafe in Jamaica Plain at 7 p.m. and see this show live with Amma, with Danya, with Xavier Maurice, with Angela Sawyer, with Josh Pick. Gonna be a fun night. Please, please, please come out to that. And if you want more information, look on all those social media outputs. And like I said, this is episode 75, which means there are over 3 days of this show straight that you can just put on a playlist and watch. So like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, watch more. I hope you will. We have another show coming up on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel you're watching. We're doing movies with any sort of animal in the title, just a real silly one. Sammie's going to be on that show.
Yeah.
Tyler Tuttle's going to be on that show. Ken Green's going to be on that show. Actually, if you're still watching, we did just get a drop on that show, so a space just opened up. So if you want to jump on this show immediately, grab that now before I announce that publicly. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good life.